Test fit end cap. It should measure at least 1/2 inch, at most 1 1/2 inch, narrower at top of box on both sides. At each end, clean underside of end cap. Test fit seal on end cap and adjust for optimum seal and trim if needed. Peel protective backing, then adhere seals to each side of end cap. To start, center and position end cap to overhang end of box by 1/4 inch. Mark deepest location at each hole on top of box. Remove end cap and drill holes at marked locations. Turn self-threading bolts halfway in. Slide end cap slots under bolt heads. Ensure a 1/4 inch overhang. Press down to compress weather seal and finish tightening bolts. Next, center end cap bracket underneath sealing rib of end cap and butt up against inside of box. Then use bracket as template to mark center of hole locations. Drill 2 holes through box at marked locations and secure with self-threading bolts. Now drill 2 holes through end cap at marked locations. Tilt inside edge of end cap up and secure with Allen button head bolts and nuts. Repeat steps to install end cap bracket on opposite side. Repeat steps for remaining end cap. First and last bow should be placed 30 inches in from end cap face. Ensure a 1/2 inch space from outside edge of box rail to bow. Drill hole and use self-threading bolt to cut threads. Secure with Allen button head bolt. Slide bow extension into end of bow. Repeat steps for opposite side. Center bow in an upright position and adjust to sit 1 inch higher than end cap. Drill hole 1 inch from end of bow, through bow and into extension. Secure with self-threading bolt. Repeat for remaining bow locations. Space the remaining bows between the first to last bow. Next, attach hook end of strap to hole in center of front end cap. If installing 2 ridge straps, attach hooks to off-center holes. Then run strap over bows and attach ratchet end of strap to rear end cap. Thread straps through ratchet, then draw strap tight. Do not over-tighten. Cut excess strap to 8 inches and fuse end with heat source. Place front and rear base brackets in line with sealing rib in end cap and 1/4 inch down from top of box and drill 4 holes. Secure with self-threading bolts. Now space the remaining base brackets evenly between the front and rear. Drill 2 holes and secure with self-threading bolts. Next, align lower hole in upright with lower hole in base bracket. Assemble with clevis and bow tie pins. Repeat steps for remaining tarp stops. On a clean floor, lay tarp out flat with rope in large pocket facing down and exterior side facing up. Then align channel on roll tube with rope. Slide black end of roll tube onto rope and into large pocket. Next, align holes in tarp and roll tube, then insert drive rivet. Ensure it is fully seated and set with hammer. At other end, pull tarp by hand to align holes in tarp and roll tube, then insert drive rivet. Ensure it is fully seated and set with hammer. Tap end plug into each end of stationary tube. Then slide stationary tube into small pocket. Align holes in tarp and stationary tube. Then insert drive rivet. Ensure it is fully seated and set with hammer. Next, at other end, pull tarp by hand to align holes in tarp and stationary tube. Then insert drive rivet. Ensure it is fully seated and set with hammer. Center assembly from front to rear of box. Be careful not to let tarp roll off box. Swing upright up and secure with clevis and bow tie pins. Repeat steps for all tarp stops. At front and rear tarp stops, tighten set screws with Allen wrench. First, slide spool onto end of roll tube according to the left or right marking. For right spool, turn spool clockwise about 1 inch while pushing until spring engages in roll tube and spring tab engages hole in spool. For left spool, turn spool counterclockwise about 1 inch while pushing until spring engages in roll tube and spring tab engages hole in spool. On non-drive side, slide PVC spacer on cartridge and secure with clevis and cotter pins. Then bend cotter pin tabs. On drive side, slide PVC spacer onto cartridge, then insert clevis pin and cotter pins. Do not bend the cotter pin tabs. Attach barrel end of cable to barrel groove on spool. Ensure cable follows grooves. Wrap cable around spool grooves up to last full wrap with cable next to box wall. Attach ball end of cable to hook on ratchet strap. Next, pull down on ratchet while activating the release to extend ratchet to mark on strap, around 10.5 inches down. Mark 2 bolt locations on side of box. Drill holes at marked location and secure with self-threading bolts. When possible, use nuts on inside of box. Ratchet must be securely mounted to side of box. Repeat steps to install cable and ratchet at opposite end of box. As tension is applied with ratchet, the spool will turn. Proper tension is achieved when the tension channel is level at bottom. Then slide handle through PVC spacer and into cartridge protruding from spool. Align holes in handle, PVC spacer, and cartridge, then secure with clevis and cotter pins. Bend cotter pin tabs. With tarp in closed position, snap handle holder onto crank handle and select the best location on sidewall. Mark hole. Next, roll the tarp to the open position and select the best location on adjacent sidewall. Mark hole. Then drill 2 holes at marked locations and secure handle holder with self-threading bolts with thread lock adhesive.